Recording in progress.
I will stand.
All right. Praise God. Our Heavenly Father, as we quiet our hearts this morning and come for you, before you, we want to thank you for all your many, many blessings in life. We want to lift up those, Lord, today that's got illness and sickness, Lord. We pray that you'll be with them and bless them and touch them. And Heavenly Father, we pray that you'll be with our employees throughout the county. Lord, we ask for their protection, safety, and just be with them. And Lord, we ask that you would give us the knowledge and the wisdom to make the best decisions for this county. And we give you the glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Maybe see the. Are you hot or cold? I'm hot. It's 73, I know it is.
Yeah, it's
You can blame me for that, because Cody yesterday was getting upset because it was too cold. So I turned it up for her. And I forgot to turn it back down when I left.
73 is what I usually keep on. Honestly, this side shouldn't be going there all the time. No one ever in it.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Our first order of business is,
The agenda.
yes. I was actually gonna call.
Couple of things added. The credits for the Division of Corrections and Rehab, Debbie Sykes letter of retirement, Wally Ford representative. Then on, under opioid correspondence from the state attorney general. And that record retention was actually the last time I went ahead and threw that on. Assessor part-time employee was discussed. I hadn't put it on the agenda, but it was supposed to, at the last meeting, was to be placed on this agenda. And the sheriff's settlement, once again, was given to me at the last meeting, and I didn't have it in there, and then have our appointment, so I think that's it.
It's just her ear so calm.
Yeah. Yeah, you're supposed to be. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So
Yeah,
moved.
you read it on the consent. Oh,
I'll
my
second.
gosh, I didn't know. Okay, Tara's on there too. What time are you on there for? 9? Tara's on here for 9.
Okay,
Oh, for her rate, yeah.
okay, do you have a report from community questions you want to get, or are you just here for your
Yeah,
appointment?
everybody's,
What?
I guess your item of business.
Yeah, for my appointment.
Okay, all right, but you don't have anything to report back.
I mean, things are going great. The kitchen looks great.
I've been talking to a vendor about her panic buttons. We have a very old system. It's not a simple thing. So we're working on that though. I forgot.
Yes, these are good.
Okay, and what did you feel about the mural on your wall?
I think it's great. Would it be better on the side with the street or is it on the back of my building?
No, it's gonna be on Armstrong Street.
Oh, okay, good. I was told it was gonna be on the back.
I thought it was the back.
No, it's gonna be on Armstrong Street.
Okay, good.
Oh.
That makes me, yeah, that's
Okay.
good.
Okay, has anyone, huh?
So you can see it from the courthouse square? I thought that's what he said.
No, it's gonna, he told me it's gonna be on the side, on the
That's my
side.
understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh,
So they-
okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Because my question was, how's it gonna work on brick? But then, has anyone been to Piedmont and seen the mural on the back of the library?
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm all for it. I love it.
If you drive up that way down Kenny House Hill, that is, it's 3D looking, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I like it. We need something to cheer us up on, good.
Exactly. Okay, minutes of the previous meeting.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
they're in, under mine. It's PDC, PD.
Yeah, PDC's assessor.
Yeah. So I just thought, it's not a big deal, I just want to say.
Okay, I spoke with Renee Anton Saturday. She's willing to come back and help at the tax office part-time, few hours if needed. Just thought it was, well, I thought about
If you've spoken to a couple hundred people, they'll definitely be able to cover the part-time. That way, when they do benefits or anything. They're all employees, so it's nice.
it. Good. And another side note, Roger and I went out and visited, Jeremy Taylor, and he's pretty upbeat. Lost a lot of weight, but he's seems pretty positive, doesn't he?
Yeah, you do.
For the final payment, you've got lay on general county.
I did the same thing on your agenda.
With the lay on instead of the low.
Yes, I did
I did
that on the, and we joked about it in the agenda, I did.
I figured that out. We'll just wait till the end of the meeting, do the accounts payable and, exoneration in the states, that's it, for everybody. I'm good with that. Correspondence, West Virginia Division of Correction and Rehabilitation, received a credit, $474.32.
Wait, did you? Look at minutes?
We did.
In a sec.
Yeah,
I've really started talking after I made the motion.
and we also received another credit for $1,525.07. Did you hear the statement that, Luke said about the regional jail, end of the year,
They're running a deficit.
Running a deficit.
The committee met yesterday.
so. To me, that seems like a raise is coming down the pike. On our jail costs.
I kind of figured it'll do away with that discount.
That's it, yeah, that's system, yeah. Okay, received a letter, it's addressed to Jill. He's such a, there's with much thought and prayer that I need to inform you of my decision to retire in October. My last day of work will be October 31st. It's been a pleasure to work for you and the county. The last 11 years have been filled with a lot of learning and a lot of memories. I will miss you and the office staff. It has been like a family instead of an office. May you continue to operate and serve the county to the best of your ability, and I will be supporting you in your efforts. Sincerely, Debbie Sykes. And to my concern, Wallingford Volunteer Fire Department would like to appoint William Lindsay to represent our company on the ambulance authority, and Dwayne Larson and Crystal Dieter as alternatives. Huh? I don't think so. Then we pick one.
Is Bill Lindsay doing?
Probably. Okay, and then we received a letter of resignation from Brandon Jones. To whom it may concern, I would first like to thank you for the opportunity that I have been blessed with to have worked in the Rural Humane Officer for Mineral County for these last 4 years. I have learned a good many things that I will take with me both personally and professionally for years to come. This letter, however, is to serve my notice to you today, August 15th, 2024. My intent to resign from the aforementioned position effective Tuesday, September the 3rd. While I truly appreciate the opportunity that has been provided these 4 years, I have elected to pursue employment opportunities elsewhere. Again, thank you and God bless. Brandon Jones. We're in the process of taking resumes for that position now.
You've actually got a decent.
11, I think.
For out of county thing, but
Somewhere around 11.
closes next week.
Okay, to the commissioners, during the most recent regular session, we passed HB 5128, which I proudly signed into law. This legislation sets aside $3 million to all county fire protection, to an all county fire protection fund, and it's a huge win for our courageous firefighters. These funds are to be distributed in relative proportion to each county's population as a percentage of the entire state's population. This percentage is then used to allocate the county's portion of $3 million. Hopefully, I'm pleased to announce the first allocation of these funds for 2024. Your county should be receiving $45,535.46 as part of the protection fund distribution. Sincerely, Jim Justice, Governor of West Virginia.
Are we going to continue to just equally distribute those funds? Is that what Charles' plan is?
We haven't talked about it. We didn't
Well,
know
I-
anything about it.
I
I don't
right now,
know.
I just didn't know what.
I don't know what's the best route. I know before we talked about allocating it according to calls. But then when I talked to someone like Chad Lindsey, for instance, he said he thought it'd be best to divide up even.
Yeah, there's definitely a split amount of people on the direction to go. I'm just asking, because if you do decide to do call volume, that'll be some work for us to pull the statistics.
I
like the poll volume idea. 'Cause
So did I, really,
But
because
there's
you're
a couple of
expensive.
them, a couple of the fire departments with the highest call volume, they said they didn't wanna like that, they wanted to split evenly because they were worried about some of the smaller fire departments that don't get as many calls. They still
They still have a
have,
lot of expenses.
they still have some expenses and stuff, but. So.
Yeah, I know before we looked at it both ways because, you know, the companies that had the most call volume had the most expenses, true.
Because I mean, if you count like the fire departments that have ambulances, I mean, you've got New Creek who's got 1,200 calls a year. That's gonna get that portion versus Patterson Creek that has 50. So Patterson Creek would basically end up with nothing. However, I mean, there's more expensive, more call volume. It's just something to think about. So when the check does come, you guys can have an idea of what you want to do. I think if you split it up, you won't have any complaints from anybody. That's probably
So what is that divided 11 ways?
it was like, it's like $4,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good last. I hate that because they also didn't really provide the guidance for what it could be used for, so we just split it up amongst everybody and. We're using it fine, I hope, I guess, but. Sorry.
But it is good, I mean, 45,000, that'll help. Tri-Town's equipment testing and financial report.
It's like 20 pages,
Yeah.
right? Which actually, I'll double check the order, but we don't even require the equipment testing. And the financial report, I'm glad they sent it to us, but they'll have to have it reviewed.
This is actually the first one we've gotten from them, isn't it?
Well, no one's required to submit till the end of this current fiscal year, because the state auditor is supposed to be doing previous. So, he's gonna, he's gonna.
Down, if you look at 2023 disbursements, down a little more than halfway, so it transfers out $10,000 from what that's for. Very thorough, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Wow, yeah.
I mean, I think that's great if they submit that. It's-
Yeah, really, yes. Okay, Region 8. Solid Waste Authority. It's a solid waste facility siting plan. It's for public review. I have a copy of it here if anybody wants to see it.
It goes clear to the end. So
Yeah.
just looking through the entire rest of your
There's
correspondence.
3 things. There's also the Region 8 solid waste comprehensive litter and solid waste control plan.
Right, there's two
Because the
plans.
first one was like 20-some pages, and then you have that one.
Okay. Going down to commission order correspondence or business, boards and appointments. Do we want to make that appointment to the body board? I'm fine with that. Do you want to accept the way they put it in, Bill Lindsay being the?
Yeah, did you make a motion?
I never did make.
Oh, I'll make a motion,
I'll second it. Bill Lindsay.
That, and after that also.
man, it's on paper.
I know it is. Okay, I guess we're ready for update. You want to wait till Tom comes for the update on the courthouse?
He will be back. If you all have any questions, you can just ask him when he comes back.
Okay.
He said I guess he was going to meet with Jeremiah. I do have a couple things. So they have, torn family court up. They have done a lot of work over there, on demolition. So the bathrooms weren't scheduled for anything to happen, but as they were looking, all of the plumbings, like the old PVC, were starting to get brittle. So like the shut-off valves leaked when you turned off the water. And there was some soft spots in the drywall in both bathrooms from previous leaks, and one of the toilets was very shaky because all of the bolts had rusted off. From an improper seal. So, I had Jeff just go ahead and strip both bathrooms. Well, and one of the sinks was hanging off the wall. I can't believe no one ever said anything to us about any of it, but their sink was literally just hanging off the wall by the trap. So I had Jeff go ahead and take everything out. He's gonna put both toilets back in and the sink that was hanging off back in, one of the mounting brackets, but there is a vanity we're gonna have to replace. It fell apart as he was taking it out. Long story short, the drywall that was soft, Jeremiah told us if we ripped out all the drywall, if we did the work, he would have his guys put new drywall in and finish it for us. We would just have to paint it. So I had Jeff tear out all the drywall. While he was in there, like I said, it's the old plumbing, and Jeff said he was comfortable going ahead and putting PEX in there so that we don't have to worry about it. So it was like $460 to buy the PEX stuff. But he's plumbing it clear from the shut off valves, putting new valves in, and just want to go ahead and put PEX clear through. Hopefully you guys were okay with that. I figured you would be. I didn't want to put new drywall up and then us have a leak about it. So
Is this the bathroom clear with the magistrates or
on
is
the
it
family court
the
side.
family court side?
Yeah, so basically,
This isn't the one we worked at before with,
no, that was magistrate overall. Yeah, that was over the magistrate side. So Jeff is doing all of that work, all the drywall's out. He was doing the PEX plumbing today. And then he's gonna we'll have to buy one, sink, but and he's gonna put a drop ceiling in it too, but it'll be relatively minimal cost. And I figured Jeff said he could do it. So if Jeremiah's gonna finish the drywall, we might as well just go ahead and do the bathrooms, and we already had extra vinyl flooring over in the courthouse. so.
good opportunity to do that.
So working on that, the lettering for the law enforcement center should be in on time. I've been going back and forth with Felty. Apparently the font we chose only comes in caps. I sent it to JJ last night. He said he thought it looked fine. So I went ahead, but then apparently that font separates law enforcement center, makes it run the whole section. So Felty asked to put it on a third line. I just told him that would be fine because we've got to get it in so it can be installed, but it looks fine if you all want to look at the proof. Magistrate Court has been extremely unhappy, with the renovation project. They cornered me last week for quite some time about the noise and about the amount of stuff they've had to move. And some various things like that. They were upset because I told them all the work would happen on second shift, which was the initial plan. However, the family court remodel was not part of the initial contract. And we're dealing with a little bit of extra inconveniences with family court because Fairchance is doing that suite in 6 weeks for us as a courtesy, not as a contractual obligation. So they could have said, it's gonna take us 6 months, take it or leave it. And they're doing it in 6 weeks, which like Jeremiah is making double time and a half for the whole time he's here. So they're having a lot of extra costs because of the confined timeline. So I'm just trying to be as patient as possible, and that's what I've talked to magistrate court about, because that 6 weeks timeline is very compressed, and again, it's a courtesy, not a contractual obligation. If we make them move to second shift, they could still very easily tell us like, well, it's gonna take 6 months now, and because a lot of the subs and stuff, it's not easy to get out for second. So they're very upset about that, and there were some other things. The Supreme Court contacted me yesterday to set up a meeting. I talked to Melissa Smith, who's the director of facilities. She used to be the CFIA director. So I know her pretty well. I don't think we're gonna have the meeting now. I think she was just gonna discuss internally and see what they can do. But that's just as an FYI, they're also not pleased that everybody else is getting new everything and they're not getting anything.
Luke had mentioned to me about that last week, about, maybe we could do some upgrades there. I know they need carpet, paint,
And new doors.
new doors.
So I was gonna get, we would do all that. Well, carpet we can't install. I was just gonna get some pricing,
We could do most of it in-house.
to
except for the
see
carpet.
what kind of costs we would have in, because magistrate court, I don't know if you guys have been over there, but it is in horrid condition. It looks like a lot of our other areas. However, it's actually worse in some places. But I was just gonna get some pricing to see what you all want to do. Actually, we're gonna hopefully save some of the doors out of the family court side that are being replaced, and then just use them. Go ahead and replace the doors at magistrate court with those. And I'd like to get solid core doors for the hallway, and I'm gonna get pricing and have that for you all in one of the meetings, but it's been a mess. There's some floor leveling that's gonna be done over there. The concrete comes up with the carpet. But Jeff should be able to do that. And the final thing I have that just happened yesterday, so it's not on its own here, but it can kind of fall under what's going on. The air conditioner that handles Judge Courier's suite and the future second judge's suite, which is where I have Judge Ryan, because we had to shuffle everybody around, stopped working. Royal Air came out and they said it needs a new compressor. The unit's very old and it's, takes R22, which I guess is hard to get a hold of.
And very expensive.
Yeah, they said we really just need to replace it. I asked them to still get me a quote for fixing it, but also to get a quote for replacement. And then I will get a quote I'll get a comparative quote. What I'd really like to see us do though, is put mini splits in that suite, because Judge Courier, the way that's set up, the thermostat's in the commission room that controls Judge Courier in Stacy's office. So people downstairs, when they're hot, turn it up, and then
He's freezing.
yeah, there's never a good temperature because the thermostat's not even on the same floor. So I think mini splits is what we really need to do. So I was gonna get some prices. We're gonna have to do something. There's no air conditioning. The courtroom AC has still not been replaced. It was supposed to be done this week. I ordered it back in June when you all approved it. However, they're struggling to get in the pieces because it's a big unit. We actually had penciled in 3 yesterday, today, and tomorrow to put the unit in, and then it didn't come. It's apparently on a truck, and the outdoor unit's on a truck in Idaho or Iowa or one of the states that start with an I. But the indoor unit isn't even prepped for shipment yet, so he's not sure when that's gonna come, but that has been ordered since June. But because of all the delays we've had even on that, I went ahead and ordered 2 of the standing air conditioning units, because Judge Courier wouldn't even work in his office yesterday because it was so hot. They were $250 or $280 a piece. But Judge Courier doesn't have a window unit anymore, and they do 400 square foot, so I figured we could put one in the old commission room and one in Judge Courier's office until we can get something. And then we can keep them in the Nathan shop, because this isn't the first time we've not had air conditioning, and it's not gonna be the last. So I just went ahead and ordered those, because if we're gonna wait 3 months for air conditioning, I can't expect Judge Courier and Judge Ryan and their staffs to sit in 80-degree offices all day. So ordered those. I don't have pricing on the AC units yet. It just happened yesterday, like 3 o'clock, and Royal Air was supposed to get in contact with me with their pricing. Are you all, I'm talking in circles here, are you all okay with me just getting pricing for mini splits, or would you rather replace the unit as is?
I like the money split idea. But what? Then they, well, we have all that ductwork in there then. And it probably wouldn't be used at that point.
Yeah, there is not working. It's the high
So
output.
it was just round tubes and so.
Yeah, because all that space was retrofitted to get the air conditioning, right? Yeah, it's just, yes, they're just the little holes that big that are up to the
So
ceiling.
if it's feasible, I think the mini splits would be a better way to go, then that people can control their own office.
Well, and I was thinking, as long as the unit will work downstairs. What we can do is just put the mini splits in Judge Courier and Stacy's office, and then we'll wait to do the downstairs until the renovations. Close to complete, or at least the drywall and stuff's up, because that whole space is gonna be reconfigured, so we'll have to figure out what the best. Location for the mini splits is after that space has been reconfigured, so I will work on mini split pricing then for that.
And that's gonna be the jury room too.
Is the jury room as well. There are 2 window units in there. Do they use those?
Yes, but it gets very hot back here. When you turn the window units on, you can't hear.
Okay,
So they're very.
okay, so that is helpful. So the mini splits will be, and I got pricing on them once.
The mini splits, they advanced now, you can get more than 2 heads. I think up to 5.
Okay,
Because with that jury room, it's gonna actually be split into 2 rooms.
right. And honestly, the one room will just be a hallway. Cause they ended up extending it, so it'll literally just be that hallway, a small storage closet, and then we could do one big mini split to handle the jury room. And we could go ahead and put that up, cause the partition walls will be next to the door, and if we can put it. I'll get some pricing for Judge Courier, Stacy in the jury room, and then I'll bring that to the next meeting. Cause hopefully those window units should keep not the window units, a standing unit should keep his office full until. We can get something done, 'cause apparently it's not gonna come fast anyways.
Okay, thank you. Okay, 9 o'clock, we have an appointment with Tara. So, you don't require executive session, you're just gonna.
I didn't know that was an option, but no. Okay.
Everyone, what you wanna talk about?
It's for your new.
It's for my,
counselor.
yeah.
Even if it was an executive session, the vote has to take place
Right,
out here.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And then I attached the page behind, the second page is actually the income. My counselor, my only counselor in Grant County, just received her master's degree. I gave you a copy of that as well. In August, she actually graduated early. She wasn't supposed to till December, so she worked pretty hard and finished early. She's our only counselor in Grant County right now. Any therapy that needed done was being done virtually through Hinchy. However, she's built her and Sean both in Grant County have created such a great rapport with the judges, the attorneys, and especially DHHR up there. They're actually taking some services from other agencies up there, and they would prefer to work with us with community corrections, which means more income. We bill for DHHR. So now that she has her master's, she's in line to get her LPC, just like we did with Maggie last year. Maggie just got her master's last year, I believe in August. I think it was. So she's on route to get her LPC. Once that happens, then we'll be able to bill insurance like we're doing with Hinchy right now. But with her master's, she's able to bill DHHR the therapy at $100 an hour. So that is going to increase our revenue, especially since she has already started adding more clients and more services through other agencies that would not have came to us. It's the same amount that we gave Maggie last year. I think it was 7,000 something. So I gave you the current salary and then the proposed salary. I know that she's already had a couple interviews. I'm hoping that we can keep her. I'm hoping that we can. And I understand that the salary that she could be making elsewhere, she understands that. I'm hoping that the program that we've created and the partnerships that I'm hoping to be able to keep her here. So I was just asking for that. I did include the copy of the income from the last FY year. If you notice, DHHR, $301,319.32 is what we billed DHHR last year and received that for payment. So we have a great working relationship with DHHR. They're more than happy with us. I want to keep it that way. If we lose Ashley, I won't have a counselor up there. I know I'm not going to be able to get a counselor for this. So my staff here would probably have to do both counties, and that's going to take away from other clients and services. So that's what I'm asking for. It's not going to take me long at all to make the difference of the salary now and what the proposed salary. So.
Are you happy? I mean, with that raise, are you satisfied with 7320?
I am, because that's what we gave Maggie, and I like to keep everybody fair. So I think once she becomes an LPC, obviously that's gonna be a whole different issue. And I think it's an incentive, and that's what I keep telling her and Maggie. They're both very young, old enough to be my children, but anyways. So I'm hoping that it's kind of an incentive, like keep working hard, keep trying to get your LPC, and then at the end of that, hopefully we'll be able to do a lot more.
Okay. I have no problem with that.
I don't have a problem with it either.
I'll make a motion.
I'm moving to give her the raise.
All right.
I'll second it.
And I approve it also.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Effective. She got it.
When do you want that effective?
August first, right?
Yeah, August 1st.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully, if we keep giving incremental raises, maybe we'll get up for one day, get up to national average.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. We have a good thing going. I want it to continue.
Well, as you know, it's really hard to get employees.
It is, yes, and we've been very lucky.
Yeah.
Keeping going.
So thank you for the work you're doing.
I was just talking to somebody who said that if a job opening ever opens in Community Corrections, they'd really like that.
Well, you'll have to let me know.
They work for Burlington.
Okay. I'm still doing 2 jobs, so just keep that in. I'm still doing the case manager job and the director's job, so.
And if you get into construction, it's gonna be 3 jobs.
Yeah. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Already there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, go back to update on Parks and Rec, Urinum Bike Trail, Carpendale Tunnel. I assume everyone got an email from Gary Howe concerning the proposed ATV trail. And I assume there's gonna be coming a meeting before long.
Yeah.
I did not receive that.
Didn't you?
I'm not
I'll
sure
get
he was in on the loop.
I'll get it.
He might not have been in the loop.
Yeah.
Where was the trade?
That's fine, I mean, as long as there's nothing I need to do with it.
Well, the whole thing is coming, come out of Pennsylvania, Maryland, catch West Virginia.
When they catch us up around Barnum and.
Right. Maybe down to Borough, down that way
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah, Burl, not Barnum.
Like, will it be in our property?
Let me send you the email. It's,
Well, the only reason I was, because our, like, that rail trail was all done with federal money, it's protected,
Right.
we can't, but there's a bunch of DNR land there, so I wasn't.
there is a bunch of DNR land. At one point, there was no way we could access DNR land, but apparently they're working with some government officials, federal government officials. Anyhow, they have Maryland. It's just gonna be a multi-state meeting. And they haven't set the meeting yet, but I'll send you the information that I have.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, the Carbondale tunnel, I did reach out to Senator Manchin's appropriation staff, and I've not heard anything back, so I don't have an answer on that.
Okay, gotcha. And did we, who brought it up about, First Energy maybe donating that property?
I called, first, I called Thomas and about the site down there. And I also tried to call the gentleman that was here and I couldn't get him. He didn't answer, so. But Thomas said they tried to give that to Ridgely one time and they didn't want it, but that, part of that mess there is over on, a little bit of it, not much, over on that property. But he said they're not saying nothing about it right now, but they give back ground. They asked to give back ground to Ridgely. Ridgely didn't want it, so I didn't know if you'd be interested in it for part of the trail or not.
I got another call about that property yesterday.
Well, I'm talking about the.
He's talking about the, First Energy.
First Energy.
Property,
part.
they're on like Schubert's Lane.
Right there beside it.
It's
Yeah.
right along the bottom of that hill.
Yeah,
Okay, well, someone called to complain about the property yesterday.
Yeah.
Like 20
it's a
minutes.
mess.
Although we've been trying to do what we can, but.
It is, and I'm concerned if they push them, I talked to the guy from that, I forget his name now. He said we probably could force them to clean that up or get it off our property. And that's all they're gonna do is move everything on over their property and
Yeah,
just
it's
gonna
not
be
gonna
that much
clean it
more
up.
congested and
Yeah, it's not gonna get cleaned up.
so.
All right, yeah. Well, as far as the counties, we're, our hands are sort of tied. We really can't force anyone to clean anything up like that.
No,
It's sad, but. And that's not the only property that we've dealt with over the years. But we need some sort of mechanism that we can. Hold their feet to the fire on something like that.
Well, the problem is you're never gonna sell your property. I mean, you have a mechanism, you can put a lien on it, but if you're never gonna sell the property, it means absolutely nothing.
Right. Yeah, it's not gonna fix the problem.
yeah, and they're never gonna sell.
And and I told the lady who called yesterday, I said, we are trying to do something, but if you don't have finances to do it, can't you condemn the house? Well, yeah, then they're gonna be homeless, like it's still somebody's house.
But we can't condemn it unless there's a safety issue.
Well, that's what I told her. I said,
And we've
even if
had
you do
John
that-
there and DNR's been there.
Well, and I told her that, but I also said like. Even if we could condemn it, you're making people homeless, they're still people, like, we can't just. Take people's house because it's unsightly, it's a really unfortunate situation, I thought it's an impossible situation,
It really
I
is.
said I would mention it to you all again today, but. There's not a whole lot more we can do.
No.
Backhoe construction, I forgot. There is concrete work that needs done at the back of the annex. It's a sidewalk, it's where the transformer is. I have the plans in my office. Fair Chance quoted it, but it was $33,000, for the concrete. It's not that much. I did talk to Nelson Concrete with their prep work and, well, with Jerry Voinovich doing some minor prep work and the actual concrete pour and finishing, it'd be $22,750.
And how
Is
big
what
of a
Nelson
core is
did.
it?
Also. What's that? I did have Jeff Wagner come down as well, but I followed up with him
Since
multiple
this?
times and never got pricing. Yeah, just the red.
Hey, Jeff,
24 now,
But
Oh, no.
6 feet.
this is a job that requires to be on the books, and he said last time he had that law, please.
Had one.
Yeah.
Which is what he got asked, he lost on last time, he said he wasn't.
Oh, okay, gotcha. He's not interested, okay.
Yeah, it's but he was gonna give it, that he never did, and I texted him several times. And the work wouldn't have to be done if it weren't for the transformer, but if we're not putting the ballards in, we have to do the concrete work again.
Well, yeah, it's 18 feet this way, 24 feet here. Then it's another 6, another 6. I don't know that right there. 5 feet deep there, 5 feet wide there.
Yeah, it's definitely not nothing. There's a decent amount of concrete there. I don't know what.
It ain't so much about the amount of concrete, it's more the intricacy of the laying everything
And
out.
here they're doing the curve, it's 14 inches deep, so it's like a footer,
Yeah.
pouring that down.
Took a lot. It'll take a lot of work there, a lot of labor there. Huge difference out there.
Yeah, and Nelson's done other work in the county. They did the ramp at 911 going into our shed. They fixed the sidewalk free off for when you guys tore a building down.
Yeah, he does pretty good work.
Yeah, I mean, I can try to get other pricing. Like I said, I did reach out to 2 people. I don't know a whole lot of concrete
I
finish.
mean, who else does that?
Plus, you did try and find somebody.
And Aaron did come out the same day I talked to him and
Okay,
You need approval for that.
yes, yeah. It's Nelson.
Gary Nelson.
Construction.
Gary. No, Aaron.
I think Aaron's son's running.
Gary.
No, Gary's boy, yeah. Gary did it in, older Gary did it in the beginning, he and his son, Gary, and then now Aaron took it over.
Yeah, cause Aaron's just a little older than me.
Yeah, he's 30.
Yeah, I'm
very good to know. Okay, I don't have that motion. Yes,
I'll make a motion with approve.
I'll second.
and I approve it also. Okay, update on opioid funding. Okay, wait a minute, CBD. CBD.
We did get the check from the state for number 10. So we have, actually, it should be in this batch here, the vendor check to Bethesda in Region 8. Payment 10 on the health project.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any update on opioid funding correspondence with West Virginia Attorney General?
So,
This is what it's about.
yeah. So they put in a projected disbursement total in here, a big chart. And
The next
Here.
disbursement,
Yeah, and this is just projected, what they think we'll end up getting. And keep in mind, December, we received a check for $562,000, something like that. 500 some $1,000. So their projected disbursement for this year for Mineral County is only $89,000.
wow,
Next year, 71,000.
that's a big drop.
26 is 112,000 and 27 is 112,000. I think those have jumped up because there's a manufacturer, a pharmaceutical company that their payment is supposed to come out in 26 or 27. And then 28, we're down to 108. So that really, this is what I was really concerned about, is what we was gonna get down the road and how this was gonna come out. And that really drops down this year. We're getting a lot less this year than I thought we would, but. And again, this is projected. This is just what they think is gonna happen. They don't know for certain. They're just going by what they should be getting and what they expect payouts to be, so. Anyway.
We didn't say how much the state is keeping.
What's that?
Say
How much the state's getting?
No, that's not in here. I don't see where they have in here how much Mineral County First.
Has
Yeah,
this,
they get 70, Mineral County First gets 74%. The state itself actually gets 3%, and then it's distributed amongst the counties and municipalities at 23.5 or something like that.
has the state, started taking applications for their funding?
No, they have not.
They just started filling the C-suite with $200,000 jobs, whole slew of them. Follow that in the news.
Oh, perfect.
Great. The director got hired in like 230,000 and they're hiring the CFO and the COO and the chief of staff and. That's exactly what the state's doing with money, is a bunch of huge padded salaries.
Yep,
It's extremely irritating.
it is. Very.
That's a shame.
Because why does someone need $230,000 a year to run that fund? It's like, the grant managers at the state are probably making $40,000 or $50,000 a year to manage. And then when I saw all of the other jobs posted for it, that just really, because it's one thing talking about one person, a very small support staff. But there's a whole bunch of C-level executives that it's. I don't know why I'm on this tangent, I'm sorry.
Well, it gets frustrating.
You're telling me. Very.
And $200,000 plus jobs to live in Charleston, West Virginia. If it were New York City or Washington DC, I would get it, but like,
And the thing of it is, yeah. It's every agency in the state. The Board of Education is the same thing. It's all top heavy down there.
Yep.
It doesn't get to where it needs, the money doesn't get to where it needs to be. Frustrating.
Irritated.
What's that?
Moving on now that we're all irritated.
Yeah, let's continue the meeting. Good thing no one's asking for any money after that.
Thank God I went first.
Yes, yeah. We had to tell you no, we're so frustrated, we're not, no one's getting any money. Okay, all right, well, thanks for that report, Dutch. Okay, discuss and approve dog board salaries, that was, yeah. Boy, it's a bad timing for Missy.
Yeah.
oh,
So for the next years. Thank you.
Do you have anything on this?
oh, Roger spoke to her.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I haven't, you all said you were gonna talk
Roger,
to her, I talked to her a
spoke
little
to,
bit.
Roger spoke to me. You want me to tell you what, where we're at? Okay. Well, she requested, she's expecting a salary increase of $8,000. She was expecting, she wanted a salary increase, which my thought was somewhere along the line of $2,000.
Originally, she asked for 4.
Right, and then from that 4, I was thinking 2 would be fair. She just got, 2,000. But then she come back, I think, and talked to Roger and said that she wants the same as the deputy's got, which is $8,000.
What is her current salary at?
40,
43,310.
yeah,
That's with the 2,000.
yes.
Seven would bring her to 50.
I was gonna say, I don't think getting her to 50,000 is out of line. The amount of her job
It's
stinks.
awful.
I
It's
can't believe
awful.
anyone
It's
would stay in that
It's
job for as long as she's.
You're lucky she's still here.
Yeah.
That's what she tells us.
Well, I'm gonna back her on this because she's going out there and I couldn't deal with the people that and she's half the time she's by herself and I mean, she's.
Yeah, the issue is not the animals.
No, it's the people.
Yeah, it's the people.
We're starting.
Yeah.
Oh, they are starting.
I mean, Missy even has to, we don't even send custodians out to clean.
Which
No.
she should be. Yeah, should be, I mean, when she said she's mowing too, and I was like, yeah, they're starting out at
She is.
50,000.
She is mowing.
50,000.
She does,
50,480.
she does pretty much take care of her facility out there.
Not pretty much, she does.
She does.
But why,
Unless,
why is she mowing? Why is she cleaning?
that's
Why
all,
is-
that all started long before I was here.
But now that you know, shouldn't somebody be going out and mowing and cleaning?
Somebody went out and mowed the last time for it, cause I called. You wasn't here, was you?
Especially with brand
I
new
called
one and
Cody.
having to train a new person, she does not need to be doing that.
I don't think she needs to be mowing and cleaning
I
either.
called Cody and
She
she
should
should
be
be mowed. One of the boys went out and mowed for it.
I mean, we could add to the rotation, I just, to be honest,
It needs
it's just
to.
how it's always been, and I didn't do anything with it.
I understand that.
Cause she's never asked for any, she's
No.
never asked for any money.
No.
That's something we
She's
don't
a
even
very
think about.
independent woman.
She don't ask for
She's a
nothing.
very independent
But she
woman.
is asking now.
Yes.
Right, she is asking.
I don't think 50 is out of line at all, considering the amount of time she's been here and the level of responsibility. And she's also not very happy because, you know, her vacations are scheduled for September, and that's exactly what Brandon's
Yeah.
leaving, so so there probably will just be no coverage for that time period, we're just gonna have to accept that, 'cause she's had this stuff planned for,
Mhm.
she's been talking about it for 9 months.
I'm good. with
It's up to you guys. I'll go with whatever. Yeah, when she told me 8, I'm thinking, wow, you know, I know. she has a very important job and a very tough job, but I was trying to compare it to a deputy. Of course, she deals with some of the same issues.
Even if you just got her 50, I don't think there's gonna be any county employee that complains. I don't think there's gonna be an uprising about that. No, Missy's been here for a really
She's on
long.
call 24/7.
Right.
That alone is
Right.
a very big inconvenience for somebody by yourself.
Well, and on the weekends, she comes down every morning, she comes down, feeds the animals and make sure they're okay. Okay, I'll make a motion to bring her up to 50.
I'll second.
And you do want me to put her building on the mowing rotation?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
That's as of.
When's the next pay?
August 1, or you wanna
I
look?
think you should make it July 1 and we're
Well,
not giving her full weight, but if you give it back to July 1, at least she'll see it and.
I mean, I think she's okay with August first, I mean, because that, our next pay is gonna be the first to the 15th of August.
That'd be fine. August the 1st. Make sure she knows I made the motion.
I'll- I'll put her out of the rotation and tell her, but I'm gonna ask her about the cleaning. She might not want someone to come clean. She's got animals to do.
Well, the
stuff
cleaning,
in there.
I'm not too concerned about the cleaning, but the mowing, she shouldn't be out there doing the mowing.
Yeah, I'll.
Or
check
snow
with her.
removal,
But I
or
can
snow-
definitely add.
or snow removal. But she's probably got her own way of doing the
I say no in
inside.
rotation. Jimmy will just have to. When you guys to Fort Ashby and Barney, I'll have to stop out there.
I mean,
She has a mower. What kind of mower
yeah,
does she
she's
have?
got a mower, I don't know, she's got a mower. So he wouldn't have to haul mower, right?
Just-
Somebody could run out to. Something.
Now, do they keep that in that storage shed?
Yeah.
I'm not,
We'll have to work out logistics, I'm sure, but
they say someone will steal that up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, general election 2024.
I'll put that on there in case there's something I was supposed to mention, and, again, my mind blank. The ballot draw was today. You guys were part of it. The draw. So, still waiting, so today the ballot draw, everything, the printers will actually start working on the ballots as of tomorrow.
Because were you able to use the shorter ballots?
That's why I gotta wait, so ballot draw around the state today, and then so the printers will start sending proofs. And at this point, I'll know whether we're going with the 17, 19 inch or 2. So. Working on poll workers, working on polling places, and so forth.
Is that coming in line?
We've got 70, today is the 70 days till the election.
Okay, and so how about poll workers?
Working on.
What about place to do early voting?
Well, I mean, I've spoken to Kelly, I haven't spoken to Judge Ryan himself. But in using the old probation room. And of course, the law enforcement evidence is still down there. Because Kelly needed space. That vault that we had down in the commission room, I put my records down on a pallet. So she could have room there to lock her records up that she needed to lock up because the evidence room is still locked up. But once they have the evidence out, we're hoping we put the ballots in. Because normally I put the ballots in the vault in the commission room, which is now full of other stuff.
Yeah.
So with the way they put the double locks on for the evidence, I think that room will be okay to put the ballots in. And then, Judge Ryan is going to be using that first room, but for the 13 days, I haven't spoken to him directly, I've just spoken to Kelly, but I'm sure he's gonna work with us. Because he said, she said he would, that, for those 13 days of early voting, to kind of use his space, so. I think we'll be, as long as we have those 2 rooms, we'll be okay.
yeah, they're not using those other 2 rooms for anything. They're just set up in that first room.
Well, she's gonna set him up with a desk in the one room, so, should he talk to somebody in private or something, he'll have that room. But, and I also told her not to put anything on the floor anyway, because the floor, leaks a little bit, so, they're just gonna kind of be a temporary office setting for him.
There should be leaks after we take that unit out, because that's the one that's not working.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, last time we went down there, carpetless, wish, 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 wish.
Okay,
But, so I think, yeah, I think that's base work for early voting, it's, you know, handicap accessible, it's an ideal place.
all right, thank you. Okay, there's one more item before we go into our appointment, assessor, part-time employee.
And that was just from the executive session last time, so you
Right.
guys give approval to her to go ahead and hire somebody part-time.
Yeah, so, right, so we need a motion to do that.
I make a motion, she's allowed to hire somebody.
I'll second that.
Not for that else. Okay, we have a 9:30 appointment a couple minutes early. Are you expecting anyone else to come with you? You ready now?
Sure.
This Randy Pier. From Pierce Towing Salvage, wants to talk to us about towing issues.
Yeah. Well, the last time I was here, everything worked out, everything was fine. Till August 19th. Just a concern, there was a 3-vehicle accident, Route 28. Figured we would get at least one of them. After it's all said and done, one company got all 3.
How's that work? How does that work?
My operations manager was working, they were extremely busy. She asked Dodgers, can you take all 3? They were next in line. Their answer was yes, and she moved on to the next task.
Okay.
That's basically my concern when we have a list. That if you stop and think about it, they got 2 trucks, we had 3 vehicles, one of them was pulling a trailer. So I don't know exactly how long this took. But I don't see how it was. They were that extremely busy to not to be able to call, not maybe me, another token. That, it just, we have a list to go by, and that's what we decided last year about this
Right.
situation, and everything's been good. So, I finally called around and trying to figure out what's going on. So then when I talked to him, he said, he backs her play, but that doesn't automatically make it right. So. I just want to voice my concern. That's the biggest reason me being here. So,
Okay,
if I wouldn't have brought it up, I don't know if it would have got brought up.
probably not.
And Randy did reach out to me and we talked a little bit. Keep in mind, these guys, they have scanners, they knew about the accident, they knew about the number of vehicles, and my understanding is, they're already ready to go, they're just waiting for a phone call.
Right.
And nothing came, and he expressed a concern to me, and I had him try to reach out to Luke, and then. So, well, if you really wanna, the best thing to do is come down and just come to the meeting and discuss it in the meeting, and.
It has been working pretty good though, right?
Yeah, that, on a positive note, yes.
Yes, and that's not general practice. And if Mr. Pierre would have been the next name on the list, she would have asked him the same question. They were just extremely busy. If Jessica Roadtruck, the operations manager, says they were extremely busy, I assure you, they were extremely busy because she is one of the most competent dispatchers I've ever worked with in my entire life. And there's a reason she's the operations manager there now. She knows what she's doing. It might not have been a perfect decision, but it was the decision she made. It's not going to be common practice, but it was the decision she made in that moment. I know it seems like it's very little effort to make that phone call, but when you're dealing with someone on the other end who's screaming and crying because they have a full emergency, and you've got responders yelling and requesting items, and you're dispatching calls, and there's 3 people in the room to handle 20 tasks that are all emergent, some of which have life-altering consequences to those decisions. It is a lot, and it doesn't seem like it from the outside, but as someone who sits in that chair on a regular basis, it's a lot, and it's not going to be common practice. I do stand behind her decision that day. If she made that decision, she made it using her best judgment, and I absolutely trust her judgment. But it's not common practice. It's not something that's going to be happening all the time. It was hopefully one and done.
Like I said, if I didn't voice my concern,
Well, we actually thank you for coming and telling us that, because
just trying to run a business.
a lot of these things we don't know until one of the public,
Well, when it's your livelihood,
Yeah, exactly.
you don't like to call and be a whiny little person and They're picking on me and this, that, but. You know, we see it a different way than what you see it,
Right,
and I just wanna get along, I don't want a bunch of hassle. But when you call this person, I don't know. When you call this person, you can't get no answers, then you start getting frustrated. Then we're the people that's calling and harassing. We just want answers,
Yeah,
so I figure that's
we
why.
don't consider you harassing.
Yeah, well.
We like to be informed.
You do have to understand from the novel one center perspective though, you're not the only one who calls.
Yeah, oh, I figured.
We
I figured.
hear from all the tow companies on a regular basis,
Yeah.
so any kind of agitation or irritation you might feel on the other end, which
Mm-hmm.
I try not to be that way. I was not ignoring your call on that Wednesday. I was in Sterling
Mhm.
at the National Weather Service.
Well, I appreciate you calling me back.
But we get a lot of calls from a lot of tow companies all the time, sometimes right in the midst, in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
So it's,
Well, this is
It's
something
not-
that we need to keep track of.
Yeah.
Because of it. This is how we make it. So,
Thank you so much.
good.
Hopefully,
Thank you.
hopefully that doesn't,
Hopefully, no,
hopefully it doesn't,
hopefully, but
so things going well?
yeah, we're moving along. Always got stuff to do. Actually, forgot about this and. Got here just did that.
Oh, that thing, really.
Yeah, well, you don't hear about it, you don't know about it.
Right, exactly. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm going back to work now.
thank you.
See you, Randy.
Okay, down to new business, county clerk's office, new computers. Can we just get you new computers?
7 years ago.
Yeah, the computers in the office are 7 years old, but I had money in last
Seemed like
year's
yesterday.
budget, I know. And, I had gotten some scanners and some printers, and my computers were fine in June. But they started acting up in July, I can't remember, it's like 3 weeks ago, maybe. We had, the office was down all day, and we couldn't get indexing, voter was down, everything was down. They flew worked on it for 6 hours, and when I called, said payroll has to go through in 30 minutes to get up and running. They came in last week and they went around and checked all the computers, and it's Global's determination that I do need to replace those. I got 5 of them that are 7 years old and 2 of them that are only 5 years old, which I may use those 2 5-year-olds as public terminals.
So you need how many total, 7?
So, yeah.
Do you have a
And-
cost?
Yeah.
That's 10,000.
Yeah. So, and they do seem kind of high at 14,000 a piece, but I had,
1400.
yeah.
1,400.
14,000 doesn't be.
1400.
A total of $10,000 or $1,464 a piece, but those are some of the specs that we need, for what we do.
Keep going.
No back.
No,
back.
you're too far.
Yeah, you went back 2 pages there.
Right
So,
there.
I told him to go ahead and give me a price for all 7. I do have money in my,
Conceal weapon.
no, it was a new fund that was established for office materials, so.
I don't have a problem with that. You need to go ahead.
'Cause it was
Yeah, your
everything
office, your office is extremely busy all the
out.
time.
When our system went down that day, it was very
I'm
concerning.
purchase it.
I'll second, and I do that also.
Can I have 2 of those? Cause you just wanna recycle the others that you're not using?
The public terminals.
Yeah, are the
No,
others
7.
you're just gonna recycle?
7,
Yeah, can I have, cause well, this is like a 2015 Lenovo Mini, so it would probably be an upgrade for this streaming computer. And I wouldn't mind
one of the
having that.
better ones, because, technically the PC just draws from, most of it just draws from the server. You know, it's a statewide voter registration site, indexing, you're just drawing from the server. But there's others that, so yeah, some of the better ones that,
Yeah, maybe, was there any other office that could use one of those or no?
I mean, I was just thinking about simple stuff like, I don't have a computer in my office to watch the security cameras for the building.
Well, yeah, let's
Those-
take advantage
those
of
are
those,
perfect for that kind of
that you're
stuff
gonna
that-
discard.
Because they're not gonna be, they're just gonna do video streaming, and it might be better than what I've got back there, so. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna-
Perfect.
Trying to get these from the bigger places.
So how long will it take to get these and nothing running?
Well, see, that's the thing, I was thinking about holding off, if I can hold off till when they're actually moving, because then they were only setting them up just the one
That's
time.
good, that's good.
And I did get bigger monitors because everybody's like. We're getting older, we need bigger
As the
screens.
staff, yeah, as the staff gets older and can't see as well. That's fine. That actually
But
makes,
I'm not saying I'm gonna buy all seven, do it,
actually makes good
I
sense.
might just buy the 5 right now. That are 7 years old. And keep the 2 5-year, wait a couple years for it to replace them.
Okay. All right, moving on, certification of 2024 WBOEMS salary enhancement survey.
Yeah, so I guess the state is doing the salary enhancement funds again, is what it appears, so we have to have our survey into them, by September 1st. I've completed 90% of it, I've got a full 911 calls, however. The hardest part is all the stuff I need to get from the agencies, the number of providers, how many people they feel they're short, all of that. I just need your all signature on the certification so I can mail that in this week. Additionally, our report is due for how the other salary enhancement funds have been spent. That's not a big deal. We tracked them dollar for dollar. I just did a reconciliation the other day. There's a couple of POs we need to get entered, but I will be getting signatures from you all on that as well. So that we can get that submitted after Eileen gets the last POs finished. So I just need approval so that can be submitted.
Was it just signature of the president or all three?
It's all three.
Right.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Approve it also. Okay, discuss approved parks facilities truck.
Okay, so this is kind of a discussion, not necessarily approval today. Cody talked to our board a little bit about it last night. So back in 21, they ordered that regular cab F-150. That with the short bed, no tow package, and the base model V6. So we've been running it. It doesn't have many miles on it though, because it doesn't haul anybody. During the summer, when we have extra help, we have no place to put them. We run 2 trucks to get everybody anywhere. Anytime we need to tow anything other than, a lawnmower or a generator, because it doesn't have a trailer brake controller still. Anytime we need anything picked up or hauled, we always have to pull Jimmy from the park, because the F-250, it's the county truck, but it's still his truck, like all of his tools, all of Parks bags, all that stuff's in there. So we have to pull Jimmy from the park anytime we need to go pick up anything from anywhere, because we don't have a vehicle that can safely tow anything of any kind of substance. So last week, my F-150, the work truck, had an oil change, so I told Cody to follow me up with the regular cab. Surprisingly, it's worth $24,500 on trade. Guarantee we didn't pay more than 30 for it, because my truck was only 32. I'd like to look at getting another crew cab 3/4 ton. I don't care if it's a Ford or a Dodge or.
But the Ford's right, that's what she said.
Well, the Ford, yeah, we looked at an F-250.
But do we need a 3/4 ton? We do?
The 3/4 tons are only $2,000 more than a base model F-150. So I feel like it makes more sense just to buy the 3/4 ton. Cause that's what, we actually went up to Timbrook. They have one in stock. It's not the base model V8, which is like the 6.6, that's 6.8 now. But it's the base model work truck. It has the snow plow prep package. Cause it would be nice to have a second plow. Cause right now we only have one plow and we do a lot of buildings. It has a snow plow prep package. It's got the vinyl seats, which is what we need, because cloth seats will get torn up for sure. It's the crew cab. The only thing it would need that it doesn't have is a bed liner put in, but it doesn't even have to have that, but it's 55,000 is what the sticker is. But I'm sure we could do a little bit of negotiating on that, and then the F-150 is worth 24,500 on trade. I also thought maybe I could look to see, what we could get. Like a 3/4 ton Dodge on to see if they can do any better to. Do some price comparisons. I didn't know if. I don't wanna go shopping around and get like final official pricing on what someone would sell it to us for if you all aren't even interested, but it does sound like Parks would be willing to pay for half of one.
They agreed to that. They didn't pass the motion, and he didn't bring it up, but they did, everybody's agreed with it. They just didn't pass it yet.
So we would be looking at 12, 15,000.
15.
I couldn't imagine it'd be any more than 15, cause if that F-250 up there sticker is 55, 24.5 on the trade, you're already only at 30, so
Yeah.
if we can. Work a deal somewhere, it's just that F-150, the regular cab with the. Base V6 and no tow package, I don't
It's
even
a
know why,
four-wheel drive to it.
yeah, it's 4-wheel drive, I think. I don't know for sure though, that was just not a good purchase. It's just not efficient for us, and like I said, we have to pull Jimmy from the park anytime we wanna go. Get anything, and Jeff, like. He can't, there's not even a place to store tools inside the truck, and you gotta jump in and out for the toolbox the whole time, it's just. Yeah, I don't need you to say, yeah, definitely you'll buy one, but at least know that you're relatively supportive of it and before I go get pricing, and if you're not, that's fine, we'll just keep running the F-150.
I'm supportive of it.
I do.
Do we need a toolbox along the bed rail, one of those?
We really need a cap. And, either, like one of the slaughter trays, or we need something, because the tools are just stored everywhere, and it was fine when. Everything we had was right there around the courthouse, we've got the 911 center, we've got the pound, we've got community corrections, we've got this building. They're working all over the place all the time, and they just have to load up tools and then take them back, and nothing's ever. It'd be really nice if all the tools could just be stored securely in a truck all the time, and wherever they are.
Well, with
Tools are
that,
there,
with that in
too.
mind, like what he said, I'd rather see put a toolbox on the bed rails or something.
Oh, like along
Yeah,
the,
yeah, instead of, cause then you put a cap on it, then you're totally eliminating being able to use your bed as far as,
Right, and all the tools you need are up in the front of the bed.
yeah, so. I would rather not put a cap on, I would rather put a toolbox of some sort back there.
well, we could do the bed rail boxes, yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even. Think about
That
that,
way
but
the bed's free.
it'd be really nice to be able to store all the tools in a
Yeah.
truck and
And
not
lock,
have to.
yeah, and lock them up.
Cause they really are working hard in place all the time, and they never have what they need, cause.
And
you're
then,
never gonna remember
and the
all
bedroll
those.
toolbox is, you open the door, you get to anything, it's just right there, just within
Right.
arm's reach. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, you probably should price those toolboxes, sure they're not cheap.
Yeah,
They're not.
but it would be worth having though,
Yeah,
cause it.
and we
is-
talked before about having a service truck for the county,
Yeah,
you know, like a toolbox or something.
well, and maintenance does a lot of our work in-house now, I mean, like, you said he's replumbing those bathrooms, and Chris was, and Tim was, like, we've been doing a lot of our own work in-house, and that was something Tim and I talked about several times, it just never. Came to fruition, but it would be nice to have a tool truck.
Right. I'm in agreement.
Okay.
As I say, probably should check the price of all.
Do you all have, like? I mean, I guess I could look at the Chevy garage too, they've cut us good deals before, I don't know if you all care about.
Well, each of us have our personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rogers.
Oh, poor
Rogers got
Chevy
four
dogs.
guys.
Yeah, I
Rod
didn't
got
think all
the
three
Chevy
of you are
guys,
separate.
so you're not gonna get a vote from us.
I'll look at all three.
Okay, get the best deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as everybody will do that 24/5 on the trade.
Do we need a motion for that to go up to 15 or?
I just figured I'd bring it back to the next
Okay,
meeting.
that's fine.
Um,
Hey, remind me to get my nail gun. It's still
your
here.
roof.
Yeah. He reminded me a couple weeks ago, I forgot about it.
Are you all gonna be oppositional to getting a second plow too at some point? Cause like, should the plow prep package be something I get, or,
It wouldn't hurt, would it?
Probably wouldn't hurt.
While you're getting it.
cause I mean,
It probably wouldn't hurt.
cause they do the pound, they do all the courthouse, they do the 911 center.
And
It's certainly be nice to be able to be plowing two places at once.
And if you only have one truck with one plow, and
And one break.
you know, anytime it's gonna break down, it's 3 o'clock in the morning when there's 2 foot of snow on the ground. That's when it's gonna break down.
That's
So,
exactly right.
Yeah,
it'd be
okay.
nice
Never
to have
fails.
another truck.
Okay. topographical amendment to subdivision ordinance.
Typographical.
Typographical.
There was,
Yeah.
Phil sent it, oh, you're Jack. Dot, she's on the planning commission. I think it was literally something as simple as he had the subsection symbol and it was actually a legislative rule. He just wants a
I think that's what it
subsection.
is. It's well, that explains it, typographical, that's all it is.
It doesn't change the substance of the,
Okay.
of it at all. He just needs you all to approve the,
Uh,
approve it and sign.
Or have it in here.
I have, hold on, let me see. Oh, well, he sent me the, I think he only sent me the signature page though.
Okay, we understand.
I can tell you exactly what it is, just send her all that.
Okay, have we given any discussion about the complaint about that ordinance?
Hold on, real quick. He said. After our planning commission meeting last night and after talking to Cody Pancake this morning, he's made a slight correction to our subdivision ordinance. It was basically a typographical error on his part. He used the subsection symbol for something that is actually a legislative rule, not a West Virginia state code. Cody said since change has no effect on the substance of the ordinance, I could just fix it without going through public comment period again. But it should be explained as an amendment and approved by the county commission at their next meeting. The page in question is attached. But. Oh, it's the actual signature page. Okay, it's. The amendment page has its own signatures, so he did send it to me. I thought it was the original signature page, but that's all it is.
Okay.
Is that subsection symbols being removed?
Okay. I'll make a motion, we approve that.
I second. Approve it also.
And for what you asked about the
Yeah.
complaint, I looked through a lot of that paper had to do with the project. That he was trying to get money for, got turned down for, and. Not that I'm taking the complaint lightly. But I think we just need to keep the ordinance the way we have it. Looking at ordinances that are throughout the state, that me and Phil have talked extensively about this. But looking at the ordinances that other counties have. We are in line or even less restrict on a lot of them. And I just don't see me, and look back at 10 or 12 years ago when the subdivision ordinance was changed. They had the same complaints then and did the same. Basically made the same comments then,
Okay,
so. I think we need
no
to,
need to change it.
I don't see any need to change that.
All right, thank you. Okay, we received multiple pages of the sheriff's settlement ending June the 30th, 2024. You guys have it in the packet. It's gonna take a while to go over that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we have it. This is through 7/1/23 through 6/30/24.
This is basically the only tax that we've received and
Right, everything
that's paid out.
correct.
This is all the funds, general county, cold dog, this is the sheriff's settlement that he has to do every, file. One thing that's interesting, when you look at each fund towards the bottom, you'll see the excess revenues over expenditures. In which last year we spent $864,000 more than what we took in. So FYI.
That's not good. Can't business like that, right?
That's general county, that's like American Fresh or anything like that, it was just general county.
Okay.
But there's all the other funds there, which. You'll see some negatives on some of the others, but that's because they were ones where the funds are just there to. Like the opioid money, obviously, we've spent more than what we took in last year because the money comes, but. General county, it's not good practice, it's been one to bring in.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's moving down the we'll go through the reports. committee reports and then we'll,
Did you approve the settlement?
what?
Did you approve the settlement?
Oh, no.
Oh, do we have to prove that? Need a motion for that?
He gets paid for it.
That's what he, yeah, because the sheriff's commission is based on it.
Okay.
It's settlement.
We haven't went over it yet, but we'll approve it this evening. Okay, I have a motion, do I have a motion to approve receiving the sheriff's report? So moved. Second. I'm for it also. Okay, administrative report.
Yes, I have the courthouse facility improvement authority, application, also 90% ready to go. I need signatures from Cody and Judge Courier, and I sent them sample letters last night. I need Jerry's signature on that. The best report, I meant,
Need approval or authorization for the president to sign it.
they already did that. I did it clear back in early July, and you signed the
I
resolution.
read, say resolution, okay.
Yep. I should have put this in correspondence, but I forgot. Tri-Towns EMS banquet is September 14th. If any of you want to go to that, that's the invitation.
September 14th.
Yes. Courthouse facilities. Although the project was done prior to July 1, the reimbursement wasn't submitted prior to July 1, so we had to file for one more extension so we can get paid. Jerry should got a sign that it was already approved.
Windows.
Yes. I've got that. For next meeting, Region 8 sent me a resolution to accept their multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan updates. I sent that to Lauren on the agenda. Any updates on the per diem policy, Lauren?
I wasn't in last week. Well, I was, but I was.
Let's see here. Oh, Mr. Eaton, who owns the building next door to us, has been extremely responsive about our roof leak. He's actually been here twice and I've talked to him on the phone several times. He had a contractor come, he was hoping he was just gonna need new gutters, but he had a contractor come, he does have contractor come, he does have tears in his roof.
Uh-oh.
Although I missed the RSVP deadline.
Yes.
I didn't get it I just got it for this meeting. I didn't miss the last one.
It's kind of good that was brought to his attention and before much damage was done to his building.
Yeah, well, he doesn't use the upstairs. It's sat empty. Apparently it's sat empty since like the 80s. There's a bar up there. He said it's still in the exact same condition it was when it closed. He said it's actually really cool.
Up there.
He said it's really cool because it looks exactly the same as when it closed.
What's that,
It's disgusting.
nightclub or was there any, somebody tried nightclub or something
I
like that?
didn't know that.
From the 80s, you just stay retro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had someone come, his roof is ripped, he's not gonna be able to have it replaced until spring probably. He did have a contractor here, but he said he was gonna try to tar it so the water doesn't run down in the meantime, but he has been extremely, way more responsive than I expected, so. We kind of talked about it at the building tour, but have never made a decision, and we do need to do something before the ribbon cutting and dedication. What do you all want to do for landscaping at the law enforcement building? We had talked about half rock, half grass, we had talked about all rock. I just need to know exactly what you all want to do so we can make that happen for the dedication. So you're kind of,
What do you think? You do.
because all the, but when we were doing the walk, the spouting stuff hadn't been done. That's all done. So it's ready for the work to be done. We just have to, I just have to know what y'all want.
Did they put in the retention or the basin for
Yeah,
the,
the basins are in.
oh, is it?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
it's been done for a couple weeks, actually.
Any water running in?
I've not like went over and looked what's done.
Like JJ said, the grass really doesn't grow on that side because the way the building functions.
Yeah,
Probably it'd be better just to do it like a rock.
Small.
I mean, that's fine for you. Small
I
one.
know Dutch was concerned about the cost of all
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Even
gonna be
just
expensive.
Solid like pavers or concrete design.
the pavers would be kind of hard, 'cause it's not level enough, it'd be,
I was saying if we come out from the wall, raw with rock and then have a strip of grass along the sidewalk there.
Whatever you all, I just need you all to make a decision on it so I can make it happen.
When you look at $90 a ton for stone to put in there.
Okay, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Decorative stone in there.
Stone up against the building.
Where, you know, you pour the stone in and then you more or less pour a sealant that they don't, you know, that solidifies them, so they're not loose. So.
Well,
It's like an acrylic bond, kind of, you know, something, it's, and
Okay,
yeah,
that
the
is-
exterior.
that
Our
ain't
guys
cheap.
won't be able to do that. I was thinking something the guys can shovel off the trailer
That
and.
ain't cheap at all.
Okay, let's do the stone, let's do the grass, then the sidewalk.
So you do want just a little patch of grass in there.
Yes, I'm next to the
Yeah,
I think
sidewalk.
so.
Okay.
I think so.
Because then they were talking about doing the Kingdom Memorial too, weren't they, so.
And then
Yes, on the other side.
maybe Ali can get down and plant some pretty flowers.
No. No, we, well, I shouldn't say no. If you all want that, that's
No,
what
I'm
we'll do.
just joking.
However, that becomes too much work and it
I
becomes
know.
unsightly
I
very
know.
quick. That's why
I'm
I'm
with
We
Dutch.
have a garden club that would come every year. and
Yeah.
They would take care of all the shrubs around, but they have been active for 10 years or
That's
so.
because they're 80 years old.
Well, actually, what's it, they're most of them.
Okay, so
That's what I
stone,
just screw up. Well, it'd be cool if we had someone to do it, but.
Yeah, once they're not maintained, they just look horrible.
what'd you say? I said, is the people 80 years older than the hedges?
The hedges are gone. We tore those out.
They were a lot older than 80.
No, you can't. There won't
Um,
be a younger generation garden club.
landscaping 12%, so we'll get that. You guys approved the concrete. I gave you all the resumes for the custodians. That's not all of them. That's just the ones that stable work histories that I thought were worth interviewing. You guys can certainly, I can give you the whole pile. There's like almost 30 though. So we just need to, if you guys are good with those, we need to schedule interviews. When would you all, I was thinking one day, like Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. If that works for you all.
Doesn't work for me. I'll be in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to work around me.
Well, I'll be in Disney for the week after that, but you guys can do it without me as well.
yeah,
I don't,
but-
just make sure you hire someone who can clean. Todd wants someone who can clean. You don't need someone who can fix stuff.
But they're gonna work under you, so I would rather you be here than me, so.
I mean, if you're okay with us doing it the third, because I don't,
Do you have anything this week? The only Tuesday.
yeah, I know, I don't.
My week,
Short notice to get
my week is really full.
I'm saying, I mean, I can make anything work this week. but-
Unless you did it Tuesday morning, I'm not leaving till after lunch on Tuesday, so unless you,
We can do it Tuesday morning.
if you got something Tuesday morning, earlier the better, and.
And Monday's a holiday, but still, just another work day.
I'm not coming in on Labor Day. I'm working 12 hours on Sunday in dispatch. I'm not coming in on Labor Day. Sorry.
I'm not gonna ask him to come in.
I can't do that.
Later day either.
I'm sure none of the people who are interviewing would be interested in coming in on Labor Day. either.
Okay, this Saturday, Randy Ampere invited us to be over at the grand opening of his business there at the golf
Hold on.
course.
You all have not scheduled interviews yet.
Yeah,
This is what you all.
he's still reading it.
Yeah, I know, but we just gotta choose the day and time.
I'm just looking
I
at
don't know when we could do it, to be honest with you.
Well, can we not do Tuesday morning?
Let's don't do Tuesday morning,
Why?
because Dutch's going on vacation.
No, he said. that
it. I'm
Tuesday
okay
we go to
Tuesday
work.
morning.
Okay, Tuesday morning.
That's up to you all.
We'll start at 8 AM.
All right. It took a while to get there. What time? 8.
8 AM. I don't even know how many people I chose out of that pile.
Quite a few.
Interviews don't have to be lengthy. You can kind of get someone in the first 5 minutes. Schedule study interview.
Okay, perfect. That's the 3rd, September the 3rd. Well, my next month is just full.
September is a horrible month
It
for
is,
me as well.
it is,
It's,
and I'm not going on vacation.
Yeah.
So, hey, when you guys get back, would you tell me what vacation's like? I'm not sure.
And
I
then
hear
we,
it's really relaxing.
Yeah, it's not all that relaxing, it's more about adventure.
Yeah.
You can turn things off.
And then the AC for the judges suite we already talked about. I think that's what I've got.
We
So Randy has the golf course done.
It's supposed to, grand opening supposed to be Saturday,
It's
We-
Saturday.
Well, no,
this coming Saturday. Oh, I don't know, I think it's noon, noon.
well, I think we should look together.
You know, when, yeah.
Yeah. He works at Hampshire County now, he's like supervisor or something.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, does he really want to clean though? That's my question. If you looked at Louis' background,
And that's what I need to reiterate one more time. Todd will hang me if we do not hire someone who can
yeah.
clean. So we have to make sure they can clean.
Okay, you guys gonna be at Am Towers grand opening?
I'm planning on.
Me too. Okay, the West Virginia Penn State game, was one fire company having a,
Yeah,
which one?
I think they're doing it at Ridgely. They're not having like food or anything, but they're doing a drawing that they're selling the tickets for
For,
Sheriff Taylor.
yeah,
Yeah, they're doing that drawing. It's like every 10 minutes they draw $500. The first one's 1,500, the last one's
they're
1,500.
not having food?
No,
Is that during the Penn State game?
Yeah.
it is,
We're
cause it's
gonna
an
watch
away
Penn State
game.
game there.
I thought there was something that changed about something.
Oh, unless something changed and they're having food.
I do think they combined an event or something.
Okay.
Since our meeting, but I'm
Oh,
not
was
sure.
it? Okay.
Yeah, there was definitely
Okay.
discussion of a combination.
Ridgely Fire Department is watching the Penn State WVU game Saturday night, and they're gonna have that drawing where you
They're
buy
gonna
a
do it
ticket for
live.
$5
Yeah.
for Jeremy, and then the funding goes to him. We went to see Jeremy Sunday, and he actually is doing pretty good, and we asked if he needed anything, and he said, no, he's pretty well taken care of. Then you go in.
And we can eliminate people out of that pile as well. We don't have to interview all those people. That was just, I always just looked at the statement of work history.
Well, when I looked at some of the backgrounds, I'm thinking, does this person really wanna want to clean?
Yeah.
You know, the one guy was a welder.
You guys want to go through your appointments and
Oh.
stuff so we can move on?
Did we get
What are you
sidetracked?
trying to say?
Or did we get sidetracked?
We still have the bills to go through.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Are you done with your report, Lou?
Yes.
All right, I talked to First Senator about that nest down there, if it was on them, I did do that. Went to Butch Armentrout's funeral visitation. And I went to Region 8 one day to sign papers. Some of you may not know this, but I went out to see Mike Bland.
I didn't know he had surgery.
Mike cancer. And he went to Cleveland Clinic, and I don't think he wants this in the paper, but he went to Cleveland Clinic.
It is,
That's why I'm talking.
well, it's all in
It
YouTube.
picks up, I assure you.
But anyway, he's doing great. Bottom line, he's doing great. So he sends his regards to everybody and good guy. I also had to go back to the gentleman that complained about the brush in the road where he couldn't see to come out from the development. And they did cut it, but they cut it kind of at an angle. And it's a lot better than what it was, but you can't please nobody, so. It helped a lot. Like Jerry said, we went to visit Jeremy Taylor. He's doing really good, I think.
Did all three of you go? Yeah.
No, just,
And
I'm not even sure that's no.
I had a park.
Do what? Do you know Jeremy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I had a Parks and Rec meeting too.
I know, we served with him.
Yeah, they didn't invite me.
We didn't invite him. They were having food.
Well, I was,
No, they weren't, I was joking.
well, me and my wife were out. I didn't know for sure.
Every time I wanted to stop up and see him,
He's
I
gone.
found out he was going in the hospital, so.
Yeah, I know.
We've been out there, I've been out there twice. And the first time they just took him to the hospital. So it's looks pretty good. I just hope so.
He looks the same, just a little bit thinner.
Okay, so you had your Parks and Recs meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, since the last meeting, I was at the Mineral County Days Planning Meeting. The construction progress, did that by Zoom. I think. I was at the Short Gap, bash, gun bash,
Is it regular?
and I went to a beach festival committee meeting.
How did that go?
Okay,
Mhm.
and then. I don't know if that was it. Spent time on the phone with, obviously with Randy. What else was I on the phone about? Somebody, I talked to somebody, can't remember now.
Don't bring your meeting to Mr. Armstrong's.
Oh, yeah, and I went to the viewing, I didn't go to the funeral.
I went to the viewing. I didn't go to
That's
the
all I
viewing.
went to.
Okay, in addition, I went to the 150th celebration. Which is. I think that was it. I don't write down my phone calls. We're all constantly fielding phone calls.
Yeah,
But I found out everybody in the county's happy.
What?
No complaints. Oh, you don't get
And
this
then he
phone,
woke up.
you don't,
Then you woke up, gotcha.
you don't get those phone calls?
Oh,
People thanking us for doing a good job?
You don't need, because I've never got one of those phone calls.
Well, there are,
you're getting one now.
they're few and far between.
You're getting one now.
They like the way we're spending money and everybody's happy. You get those calls. Alan. How about you?
Yeah, you did the 150th, so I helped out with that on all 3 days, well, the 2 days. So I thought it was really well.
I saw you there, I didn't, you were walking down and went around the corner.
Yeah, we sold out all the t-shirts except for 7 that first day.
Looked like a pretty good turnout, I mean, there was rained a little bit, but then it wasn't bad.
If
Moved
you
well.
didn't get a t-shirt, they're still selling t-shirts, and then still have some ornaments. I think they had to reschedule the car show, I think it's for this weekend, right? I believe so, I think the first day. So, because of the rain, they rescheduled it. And other than that, just trying to get the office, working, getting all of our information, our financial information to Shelba, so we can get our financial in on time.
Okay, thank you. All right, I guess we move to. Down payable.
We got appraisements and settlements
Yeah,
and exonerations.
March. That. Watch you know. No, we're not. Right, especially. So. Okay, so you want to, yeah, I guess we need Eileen to send us.
If you haven't seen me, she can call him right now. I'm sure.
I got two, put me down for two.
Put me down for two. I think
I'm
that's
gonna go that day.
September
September
14th.
14th. Try to
That's the same day as they're having that benefit for Jeremy too. 14th.
Where's it at?
It's going to be at, is it at Forest Fairgrounds?
Probably.
How many is that?
Four right now.
And that's a good, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah, Forest Fairgrounds.
What time is it from?
I have 11 to 8 on there, but.
well. Yeah, 11 to 8. Yeah, still put me down for two. I'll go Jeremy's benefit and then we'll begin it.
Yeah, put me down for 2, I guess.
Maybe I'll get a date to go.
So all of you are
What
going
time does it start?
to,
11 to 8. 11 to 8 o'clock is what I have. What? My Bridgeport meeting is Thursday. So I'll. Sure, I can do.
How many people on that board? Small, we say they go.
Well. No, yes, but. Not just 12 commissioners. There's, since they include in shore cities now, there's a couple mayors. And there's a mayor from, down around Fayetteville. There's a mayor from Clarksburg. I don't think who else. I'm trying to think how many commissioners, it's probably. 1, 2. Maybe 8 commissioners, maybe.
Years for that.
If you would get, selected, you would come to the winter meeting, which would be, the first, second week of December.
Okay.
And as history, gentlemen, it's at the Greenbrier, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be the Greenbrier this year, it changes. Do they, they said something about I needed to be there on the 20th. For the elections, for the part of it.
Recommended she be there, I guess, so.
They probably do. Actually, I was gonna go attend by Zoom, but I might write out, let's see. It's in,
Stonewall.
yes, Stonewall, near West.
It ain't too bad, it's.
Yeah, it's not a bad drive. It is. Randy Dante. Yeah, here's what she was talking about. 2021. No. Name sounds familiar, but I don't Anyhow, 2000 bill already exists in another name. 22 will already exist in another name. $234.84, $246. Two regular computer.
I'm good with going back 1 year.
Is it 2024 or something?
You know, might be using the VPN.
That's a joke, right?
$24. Yeah, I mean, that's two.
And I did newspaper, they laughed about it, and I said, yes, Monday, I will use one, and I will have Monday.
Interact together.
I had no reason to use one.
Should I put on, okay, there's two here exonerations that we're not approving. Should I put not approved on there, just start signing?
Just pull them out for me.
You all don't approve them. She said a couple meetings back, she wants you all to notify them.
You want what?
She wants you all to notify them.
We don't
Did you not say that a couple meetings back, Lauren?
That's why she started providing their phone numbers.
They're who, the people? Yeah.
With that, I can do it, but she.
Well, it's
Okay,
just all the way back to
did you read the-
2021.
Did you read the reasons?
I did.
Okay, so the bill already exists in another name, so you're double billing.
But you know
But
something?
why wasn't that corrected?
3 years ago, I
Right.
watch my stuff. Especially when it comes to money. I do that and why we don't have it. But I don't understand why people let this stuff go for 3 years. I don't get it. They didn't pay their electric.
So those people were double billed. Why wasn't it corrected? Is what I guess
But I don't know what
I.
other name it was in.
No.
State code says we go back we can go back 1 year. Anything over there, we don't have to go.
But you're double billing,
Well, I know, I understand what you're saying.
you're billing double tax.
This needs to be. I don't know if there's any way we get that in the paper. Do we only have to exonerate 1 year back?
Sure.
Right? That's all. I'm right about that, right?
You're right, but we only.
Yeah, but I also don't know that you can double tax somebody. Let me find out what name it.
I don't wanna double tax anybody. That's not right either.
Find out what it is. Please, if you don't mind. See, this one has duplicate bill, 2024. How can they have duplicate bills?
Guess if you just list the property on two assessments,
The system is not like, it's under Forest and Mark. Jill. Hey, these exonerations, there was 2 exonerations for a Donald Ehrenholt. And it says it was, bill already exists in another name. Do you?
I mean, how come they want to call it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I get it.
How come,
3 years.
how come they're not caught? I mean, it was 3 years there and nobody caught it. I mean, guy got 2 bills and he didn't say anything about it.
I would be watching mine a little closer than you.
Well, I mean, if you get 2 bills for the same thing. You know, wouldn't that bring up the red flag?
Especially if you didn't know. Yeah, especially if you didn't know.
Oh, so these were bills that they made up while he was there and then she had to take them back out.
There's these going to talk.
Okay, hold on 1 second, let me explain that, hold on. Okay, this gentleman had come in the office, apparently they had to make up bills because he'd come in they had made the bills up and then he mentioned they were already under.
He'd already found it.
Okay, hold on.
Do we need to be off the Zoom?
I mean, this is all
No, we're
public
still
stuff.
talking. There you go, can you hear us, Joe?
Yes,
Okay, so we're here at the commission meeting, just to explain that then,
yes. So, he had come in, they saw that there was nothing in his name. They asked him if there was any, could it be under any other name? He said no. When he first came in, she made up the bills and he said, well, no, they're already in there. They're underneath my girlfriend's name and my name, but there was a dispute between the 2 of them, so he didn't want to have to pay the ones with her names on them, but we had, since they were already in there, we told him he had to pay those. since they were regular tax bills. So we exonerated the ones that she made up when he came in and did not provide the correct information. So that's why we're exonerating them. He had to pay the ones that was already in the system.
So these two were actually like supplemental bills that were just put in and then just taken out.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay, thank
He
you.
had to go over and pay, he had to go over and pay the ones that was already in the system. It was for the same vehicles that's on the exonerated ones, on the exonerations. They were already in there, but they were with his girlfriend's name on the tax bill with his name and his vehicles.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Any others that you had questions on while we have?
That was it. That was the only,
All right, sorry, thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye.
they were the only ones. Okay, let me have these back.
I mean, it's, the system is, the way the system is, if there's a bill or Lauren, Forrest, as opposed to Forrest and Lauren, and I go in, they look up Lauren, they're not gonna find it if it's under Forrest first. So, it's not individually indexed, they're like joint, John and Mary. So you're not gonna find Mary if it's under John and Mary. Our old indexing, which, their taxes are through like the, software system, which is what we had, used to have our indexing. And these were actually indexed like that, John and Mary, but then you never find Mary. So what we actually had to do was re-index all of them. So then you have like John Smith, Mary Smith as individuals. Otherwise you can't find it. So we've gone through and had to re-index all of ours, and I don't kind of sometimes think if the tax system was like that, it would be easier to find duplication. That would be a whole new program. There's two more ARs that she put in there, or additional all this.
Well, if our expenditures were so much greater than our revenues, how was our carryover so substantial?
Cause we had a very large carryover,
And now that's where that came from, the carryover, right?
right, right, we actually had like a 3 million carryover. But then. That goes down to like 2.4. From the previous carryover, cause as basic COVID gave us extra,
Yes, for sure.
so, but that's not gonna be anymore, and we're gonna be.
Yeah, that'll never happen again. COVID will, but the money coming from it won't.
I don't know, I thought we were getting off close to an election, I thought it would happen again, but now.
I don't think so happen now.
There's a uptick in it.
But I don't think any money's coming our way because of it. I just don't think.
The $300,000, no, yeah, well, the $150,000 that was used to pay off the tower for the, like, pay off that loan and cash that CD, would those kind of expenditures been in there?
We have it from, it's as as a debt.
Yeah, but once it was paid off, because we paid that off.
Oh, once it's paid off, balance out, but your 50,000 would have carried over as a debt.
I don't know.
That was carried over as of July 1.
No, I'm saying in the 800,000 more in
Well, this is
expenditures,
August and July.
would that have came from general county to pay off that CD have showed as expenditure? Not from 911 to general county to pay off.
That was done
Way too many.
the June prior, that wasn't July, after July 1, that was in June. We paid it off, yeah, we paid it off in June, but then we didn't do the CD and stuff wasn't until after July. Cause we had some issues last year with that, like part of it was done in June and part of it was done in
Okay,
July.
because our first 6 month CD just expired, because I don't think they've been done.
Well, as I'm saying, we paid off the loan
Okay,
like in May or June, but we didn't get the
Yeah,
other
so
stuff
why-
taken care of till July.
And Doug Rumor.
Cause we didn't get the money moved from the bank to First United till after July.
the SROs is all school, they have that's their summer program, I'm sure,
Okay.
that's what that would be, Lauren.
Alright.
The school, we bill the school those hours.
We should be an SRO officer.
Oh, during the summer, they had that grant program, they were making really good money.
Yeah, that was that COVID money that was left, they were paying $40 an hour, but that ended this year.
Right.
That ended this year. It actually ended June 26th. And then the following week, because apparently Energy Express ended there on the 26th, but the following week was when the pro officers had to go to their state training.
How many candidates? have you guys
Transport
gotten for this
prisoners.
position?
I actually haven't counted.
That's all it is.
I've had a lot of people pick up and haven't brought them back yet, either they haven't until Friday.
There were a couple people I heard were gonna apply, I hope there were
There's
some
been
good
a
ones.
couple good ones, yeah. Well, I mean, they all have to have law enforcement experience, so yeah, you got good candidates all the way around, so.
I thought he just transported prisoners. Nathan.
Yeah.
That all he does.
I'm not sure, I'm sure that's not all he does, but it's a large portion of what he does.
What's the question?
What is
Just the number.
What does he do?
Oh,
But now he will go, when you see transport prisoner though, he will actually go out of state and pick them up though, something.
Right.
So it can be pretty lengthy, I mean, it's.
Okay, question. Our cell phone bill. Who all do we pay cell phone bills for?
which bills are you looking at?
Well, all law enforcement are under the big one, the really big one. But then the one, I guess, because Missy and, I guess Missy and Brandon's are,
Are you with USA Sailor bill?
Yeah,
It's 2 months, we didn't pay it last month. It's 400 a month.
And it's split for 911 pays part and then OEM and no one
but
pays.
who all does have
There's
phones
four.
though, that's the question.
Me, Rachel, Jessica Rotruck. There's a hotspot on there that I use when I travel when it's backup internet.
Missy,
There, Missy, Brandon, and then the 911 center has a dedicated cell phone to send like pictures of driver's license and stuff, well, people's driver's license pictures to the deputies, because we can't like transmit through the terminal, so I just have to take a picture of the screen and send it. And as a backup phone, and then we have a backup home phone in there that if the internet-based services go down, it rings into like an actual pickup phone, that's what that is. But it's 400 a month product, the 8 was 2 months.
And no other personnel, parks and maintenance, nobody
No.
of those have cell phones.
yeah, scheduled for the Moffett.
It's just
It'll
Missy
bend if we
and
haul on that.
Brandon, and then 911.
Is it a lot of
All law
metal?
enforcement has.
But see, you have 8 feet hanging out over. Yeah. Yeah, have Wayne come over. All right, bye. Sorry about that.
Well, I think we talked about it, I didn't know.
Just let me, just reconfirming.
Anytime you guys want to schedule it.
Eileen and I just realized neither of us will be at the next meeting. She's going to be at the emergency management conference.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying we won't be here, whatever you need us to take care of, we'll just have to write down and. Come back up with it.
Needs to be done, just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll have anything other than that resolution, and I can give you that. I shouldn't have much.
When is the next meeting? September something. September 10th, 6 o'clock.
I'd like to know what won't be in the chair.
Mine's leaning forward. Mine's going down. I was gonna try to adjust it, but I didn't want to forward it and hit the ground.
Twice. I had to raise this thing twice. And I haven't gained weight.
It's that ice cream reading tonight.
Mine was practically on the floor when I got here, so I had to lift it up.
This,
Parks had their meeting in here yesterday and they adjust the chairs.
yeah, but this, here's went down twice, we said that.
Well, they are only $120 office chairs. They don't,
But they're not even a year old, are
I know, listen, this stuff is not built. You know what a good office chair costs now?
they? You've seen the bill.
Yeah.
I mean, they're comfortable, but they're not. They just don't.
Maybe the shops. No, it's okay.
I can trade.
Actually, we've been here since. February.
hasn't moved
So
at
they're
all.
a year and a half
It's
old.
sitting in it.
And you should have them under warranty, where did you buy
Amazon.
them? Oh.
Yeah, they're not like, they were low cost, relatively comfortable chairs. They were.
This thing's went down twice. I've had to raise it twice.
If I were you, I would just make sure everybody leaves and switch with somebody else. Don't call them.
That's probably what happened anyway.
Yeah. Right, what is somebody else?
I don't want to do it somebody else.
Actually, I still own ground anyway, so it wouldn't matter. Oh, no, I don't. No.
I sit in the chair all the time, my leg, it's a good thing. You know, squish my leg, it's a bit like that.
Oh,
And my leg was at that lever and it squishes my leg.
oh,
So it's not comfortable. It's a. I won't embarrass her because I won't say a name, but I had an employee who put her feet underneath. I did that. And when she did it, she hit the bar and it released and she was actually stuck there.
Oh.
I do that in Robbie's chair all the time.
What's that?
I do that in your chair all the time.
What's
I
that?
put my feet back under it and I hit that bar and then it swishes.
Oh,
down my
see,
leg.
that, she's the reason now.
I say,
Yeah.
It's a safety. feature.
Now,
Not a good-
treat come out.
you know, I use the word feature for everything.
It's a feature.
Cause we have that at 911, we have a lot of features.
Our phone system in 911, when we put it in, we bought office phones too. And when you transfer a call from the office phones, it says transfer failed. Even though it goes through, so we called the company when we did the install, and they said, yeah, we're aware of that, it's a feature. So ever since then, everything's been a feature.
Everything to fail.
Do you have any
Yeah.
questions? Do you have any questions? Okay. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the accounts payable?
So moved.
Jack,
Is that more?
No, I just did my paper. Okay, Roger?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's second.
Okay, you have a motion to approve the exonerations? So moved. Approve that also.
One second.
Yes.
And the estate, motion to approve the estates.
So moved.
Okay, approve that also. Is that it? All right. Five. Meeting adjourned.
So moved. A second.
All right. Yes, ma'am. You know, and it's great jury next week when you can. I do not, get back to the office. Well, insurance, they're gonna have it like the day after, maybe then.